us a little bit.
Right. Well, folks, as everybody is getting connected in, Andreas is getting some final details for everybody. Good to see all the folks from all over the world getting connected in. As he does that, we'll have all the updates in our town meeting set up here at Super One. We're excited that you're here. And if you're obviously brand new, welcome to our company. A lot of onboarding been going on for the past several weeks. Samantha sending in all the details. Making sure everybody's connected in on Facebook, also WhatsApp, Telegram, all of our social connectors. And over to you, Andreas.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. It's been a really busy week, actually a couple of weeks since we announced the trading and all those things. And we also been fighting a little bit the flu, but now everything is good. We are really steaming ahead. And I think we're just going to get started. We have a lot to cover today. And it's going to be a very good presentation, and we will open for a Q&A at the end, and we will answer any questions you have. And let's get it started. So this town hall today, we started doing these on Sundays, a little bit more space for us to prepare, and Sunday is a good day to talk business. So I want to start by saying that we have really accomplished a lot in October. Since we deployed the new team bonus, we have achieved 80% payout on the team bonus. That means there is only 20% capping in average on the binary. That is a tremendous achievement. And it's really working well as we hoped and as we designed it. So this is really a great accomplishment, and I wish we did this change way back, but now we've done it. We cleaned up a lot of things, and we moved forward, and we have the simplest compensation plan or bonus plan probably in the industry. But simplicity is not everything. It's really strong and really powerful and really rewarding. So that's really good for us. So let's come over to the topics today. Today we're going to speak about the game. A lot of people have questions about that. We're going to speak about the cards and some amazing upgrades we're doing to the card scheme. And of course, we're going to speak about the tokens. So today is all about getting real, what we are doing and how we are entering the market just around the corner. So let's start with the game that we all adoring and waiting for. And it's not only a game, it's a whole concept of how you play and interact and the whole platform. We're not going to go into those details, because the question we get, Andreas, when is the game coming? Wow, they want to see this game. They want to see the proof of the pudding is eating it. So happy to announce we start in November. Next month, we will start rolling out the game. That's really cool. And we're starting off with what we call an early alpha. That means it's a proof of concept that takes you into the gaming, and it's a fully playable game. And we will do it by transforming the current app. This transformation already started. So in the current app, you will have not only the earning that you have today, you will also have a play function. So that's really cool. We're going to start next month. Don't ask me exact date, because the team is already working on this, and we hope to be finished as quick as possible with a playable early alpha. In the gaming industry, an early alpha is the first release of a game. So what we are doing, we are transforming the current application. You will see a lot of changes. We already in the past done, I think, maybe 30-40 upgrades to that application. Now we are moving. It's going to be tremendous amount of updates coming from now and the next months forward. We're going to have the social login and share. We're going to start with Facebook. We're going to add the other ones, so you will be able to share more easily. We will have the whole Facebook, the whole thing. This is part of the easier registration thing we are doing, so to accommodate millions of players. So that's the first step. Early alpha coming. And like I said, we're going to simplify. Don't pay attention too much to the graphics here, because they are a little bit to lure you. This is not the final graphics. This is our actually our wireframe graphics. We are not showing the final graphics for a lot of reasons. So this is our wireframe graphics. So this is not the final thing. It's going to be tons of animations, going to be really beautiful graphics coming here. So this is what we work with Fantasy about. You see here some of the sign up where we have different genders. We have all this kind of thing that we can really discuss from here to there. Now we are implementing stuff. We are really implementing the whole game strategy, and we are getting our fingers inked with the game. It's really going to be amazing. And what we're doing, we're going to start off with a single player game. And the reason for this is the simplicity, not only for us as a company, but for you as players and for the players in general. So we start with the multiplayer locked. That will come later. We will really build a single player momentum before we open any of the multiplayer games. So we're going to revert with much more information about it. We will start with football. And we're going to expand into the other categories. We not only have basket and American football coming, we also have prepared, but we haven't made public anything, artists, bands, movie stars, movies. There's a lot of things going on the content team. So we have tons of contents coming, and we have a great roadmap when it comes to this. We're not going to go into detail now, but so the single player game will open. We're going to start off by the top 100 football players that you all seen in the NFT catalog. We're going to have questions related to each football player, but you're not playing, in example, a Ronaldo or Messi. You're playing a general football game. So the team has made a tremendous job in getting these questions created, and they're proofing off a lot of stuff. So every round will be a general football round to start off with, and then we will expand. Then we'll separate into different clubs, into different things. So what we're doing, the first game will be top 100 football players. It's going to be 10 questions per round. It will be a mix among the top 100. We're going to have 4 bronze, 4 silver, and 2 gold questions. That's to make it. The bronze will be what we call easy, and silver you need to know a little bit, and gold you need to know a little bit more. So 4 easy, 4 medium, and 2 gold. So it's going to be time, the time you spend, and the number of right answers. So the way we construct this first single player is that you don't get any points for your failures. You only get points for each round based on your number of correct answers and the time you play. So the way we're going to do that, we developed a point system. So you get up to 1,000 points for every question. So 10,000 points for every round. And every centisecond, that's 100th of a second. So that's pretty fast on the counter. We will reduce the points from 1,000 down to 0. So you have 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, you need to answer. Of course, you need to answer. The faster you answer, the higher score you get. So the faster you answer, the higher score you get. And you have 1 point in reduction for every centisecond, every 100th of a second. So the best score counts, and your score will be into a leaderboard. We will have different type of leaderboards. We will also add prizes to these leaderboards. We're not popping all the news at one time. It's going to be prizes. It will probably be a mix, a little bit of cash prizes, a little bit of token prizes, and also the glory to be there. So the leaderboard will start off as a general leaderboard. Then we will have daily leaderboards, weekly leaderboards, monthly leaderboards, all this. So you will be able to climb the leaderboards, and you can play as much as you want. So when we had an earlier game of this type operational, this was really popular among people. And we really have putting a lot of effort to make this really cool, with all the swiping effect, with the animation, with everything. And we have a massive content base already. We have prepared more than 1,000 pictures just for the top 100. And that's just a start. and we're going to have thousands of questions. So there will be merely billions of combinations only in this little early alpha game. So this is a really, really great rollout, and it's already coming in November. So that's how we're going to do that. And we do this because we want to test the market. Of course, proof of the pudding is eating it. We want to get feedback from the profound gamers out there. Yes, we have great gamers in the company, but you will always get a lot of great feedback. And we will then adjust our algorithms and adjust our proposition accordingly. So we are using now the crowd and the community to create the ultimate game. So it's a great proof of concept. It will help our sales and will silence the questions, when is the game coming? We actually already started the game by releasing the NFTs. Now we are moving further on the game and really get the real pudding moving by a playable game in the app stores all over the world. So you will be able to test it for real. This game will only be on iOS and Android. We will not create a web version of it yet. It will only be there. That's the reason. The reason for this is because of the animation and the whole swiftness and the way we communicate with in the security protocols. We're going to embed all the answers and the pictures to ensure speed and everything. There's a lot of details that we'll be working on for a long time and that we have great experience in. So, when is the game coming? A playable early alpha game is coming and starts in November. And we're going to do more in November. We're going to open collect fans. That's why we change with social registration now. So you're able to collect fans. And we're going to do something really cool. We're not going to talk too much about it today, but we developed a bronze, silver, and gold kind of verification. So if you say you're a Manchester United fan, you need to know a little bit about Manchester United. We don't. We want to test your. So we're going to test your abilities into the bronze, easy questions about Manchester United, silver, medium questions, and gold, hard questions. So we're going to create winners within this, and we think that will be a really, really amazing player acquisition tool, so people can fight against their favorite teams, not only the top 100 players, but this is also coming into the clubs. So we're going to start off with 10-20 clubs. It's already being prepared with quite a lot of questions, a lot of cool stuff coming, everything based on NFTs. It's going to be amazing. So we have a really what we can call a native NFT strategy has been with us since the very beginning. So the craziness in the market about the game and the NFT and the whole blockchain thing happening these days with one of the leaders like Axie and many others, we are there and we are delivering a purpose-built scheme for NFTs and for the whole thing. It's all nicely wrapped up. It's not only wrapped up from a graphical and user perspective, but also from a financial perspective. So when you look at the financials behind the scenes, it's all there. And it's a rewarding, tremendously rewarding concept that will share the profit for many, many years or decades to come in a whole new business model that is enabled by the blockchain model and the distributed business model we are doing with our business community. We are creating the future today, and we are creating history. We are really reshaping and redefining how this gaming business will work. So that's really cool. Let's flip over and talk about the cards, because we have some amazing upgrade to the cards. We have sold about 25,000 cards. We released 10,000 last weekend, and we have 30,000 altogether released. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's many NFTs. And now we told you, our NFTs, they are stored on the IPFS, the decentralized blockchain. So the storage. So they are true NFTs. They are tokenized. We haven't released the tokens yet, connecting them. They reside on our platform. And some people have said, oh, you need to do that and that. And we're doing that. We're going to open this for OpenSea. We're going to open this for the Binance Smart Chain, so you are able to take them out if you want. and we of course gonna enable them on the Ripple ledger, the XRP ledger. We are just waiting for them to open it up for us so we can do all this. We are also considering Solana. Solana is same as XRP. They have really emerged as a competing blockchain. And let me say this: our strategy is to be blockchain agnostic. We don't care about which blockchain. Actually, we care about is the user experience. We care about the speed, we care about the cost, and how it is for you to handle this. And for you, you need access to the biggest markets. Okay, by far, OpenSea is the biggest one. We understand that, we accommodate that. Still, it will be very high transaction fees. There are other bakery swap on Binance, really good one coming. There is Solana opening up with a lot of things. And when XRP ledger will open up, there are some really big projects coming down the pipe. We've been on XRP ledger for 1.5 years. We have great experience. We've done 60 million transactions there, and we really like it. But we also have to accommodate what the world is doing, and that's why I say we are blockchain agnostic. So now we have a new upgrade to cards. We've seen that you all love the gold cards. Everybody's rushing to get the Ronaldo or the Brady or whatever the name are to really find the gold card. And we understand that. Of course we understand. We created it that way. They stake much more. They have a higher price. They are really sought after. Then we see a lot of the, let's say the bronze cards are left a little bit behind. But now we are changing that. We are really changing that, and we are changing it in a way that is positive for all of you. We are creating something really, really cool. So we will have great demand, not only for gold and silver, but also for bronze. All the three flavors will have equal demand if you're going to win in this game. So say hello to stories. Forget about the facts that we presented some weeks ago. That was an early part of stories. But facts is it's not that kind of juicy, you know? Let me use another word. It's not that sexy. So we wanted to spice it up. And every player has a moment in their life. If they won a special trophy, or if they were even born, or if they bought a special car or boat or whatever, they have a life. If they had a marriage, they had their kids, that's part of their moments. It's part of their storyboard. It's their story. And now we are using those stories to create what we call stories about each player. They are sourced in our questions like the facts, but they are created in a little bit more sleek way. And I can tell you, I can reveal you one secret. We're not going to speak about spaces today, but this is also coming into spaces. So think about brands like, in example, Coca-Cola, when they produced the first glass bottle with the design. That's a story related to Coca-Cola. Think about Nike and their swoosh. They paid $5, I think, for that logo. It's the world's most renowned logo today, worth billions of dollars. So it all fits together on our platform. We are using the same thing inside cards now that we will also use inside spaces. We already started developing spaces. Really cool stuff coming up, but not now. So let's look into stories. When you hold a card, now we are showing you a gold card. You hold a card, you can seed. We use the word seed. If you remember Pirate Bay, back in the days when you were seeding a video, you were seeding and some other people were leeching. So we call it seeding. You are able to seed. So you start a seed process. We cannot call it breeding because Ronaldo is not breeding. So we call it seeding. And basically you have to pay super to start the seeding. If you have a gold card, you will start seeding stories. These stories will come a random story from any of the top 100 players in gold. So if you have a gold card, you will seed a gold story. You don't get, you are not guaranteed to get, in example, a Ronaldo story if you hold the Ronaldo card. This is part of the game. You seed a story, okay? And this story, you are able to take into the marketplace and you can trade it. You can trade it and you can sell it or you can keep it. Same as we said with facts, it's the same thing. And all this will cost super. If you look into the breeding that's on platforms like, in example, Axie, you have to spend these SLPs and AXS to do this. We're gonna focus much more on super as we move forward. Super is our superhero. We are creating the strongest tokenomics ever based on super. Everything will be based on super. The speed and the speed of super, the way the demand for super is on the platform is what really drives the token price in the future. So the velocity, the speed is important. It's going to be ingrained throughout the whole platform. Super, it's going to cost super right, left, and center to do things. The same with spaces. The brands need to spend super to access the platform. So that's just a little drip into that. So you can also collect, of course. We have created a collector thing. So when you have, we don't want to make this too exhaustive. In the facts we presented earlier, we need to collect 10 facts. Now we are down to 3 stories. So 3 gold stories. We have divided the stories into bronze stories, silver stories, and gold stories. Gold stories are the more seldom higher hanging fruit, you can sort of say. Bronze is easier stories like when born and all these things, but the gold is higher. We have 3 different levels of stories. So when you collect stories, you collect 3 stories. You don't need to collect anything. You will still be staking your 5% and it will work as normal and you will earn all that. This is an enhancement you can do. This is a collection you can fulfill. So this design is just a kind of placeholder design also. It's going to be like the back of the card. You really see, oh, I can get this story, this story. You need to get 3 gold stories of the player in question. So for this argument's sake, sorry, 3 stories about Ronaldo. Like I said, you can see them yourself. You can exchange on the marketplace. You can buy them there. It's a really cool concept. And this applies, of course, to gold. It applies to silver. It applies to bronze. But why the heck should you do this? Why should you bother? You are happy with the 5%. Okay, that's good. 1 second. Just a little bit of Coke into me. Before now comes the moment. Why should you really care? Why should you collect? It's a lot of work to get 3 stories from the gold, 3 stories from the silver, and 3 stories from the bronze to get a collection. But it's well worth, because we will give you the legend card when you have completed the story. That means we are changing the game here. It's not only the gold. You cannot buy the legend cards. They are only obtainable by having 3 gold, 3 stories connected to your gold card, 3 stories connected to your silver card, 3 bronze stories connected to your bronze card. That's a complete collection. 3 cards with 3 stories each. So 9 stories and 3 cards will bring you the legend card. This will create an equal demand for the bronze and the silver and the gold for those who you really want to collect. The staking, 5% staking on the legend cards remain. What we are doing with the legend cards, we are removing the limit on 10 cards on each, because you need to obtain this. And we need to be available for everyone. But the number of people reaching here, this level, they really deserve to have 5% extra on it. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be really good. And we are very, very satisfied with this solution. And That legend, when you have achieved that, of course, is tradable. And your collection is tradable either as a Ronaldo Gold collection or as a complete collection, either individual lines, colors, or so this we create a really marketplace, a really play to earn concept where we're taking it to a whole new level. And it's only obtainable through these activities. That's what we want people to do. What do you think a legend is worth if you complete the collection and you get to the end of the gate with a legend? Wow, you're not earning only from the game that's booming into the future. You'll also have the ability to cash in or cash out at the marketplace. So that's the legend. That's the catch. That's where we go. We haven't even talked about the origin card yet. So leave that aside for today. Why stories? We are here to create a huge demand for all cards. That's the purpose of stories, and that's what we're doing. So when is stories coming? That's going to be the first question we get. As always, yes, I'm happy to announce we will start in November upcoming month with stories. I can't promise when. We already have the production going on. It's been going on for a while, and it's very connected to the whole game development. And as far as we don't get any big obstacles, it will come in November, and then it will start. It will be really, really cool. So sometime in November, the stories will be released. You will be able to start seeding, and you will be able to start earning on your NFTs. So what to do now? Hit over to the store and grab as many of these cards you can, because they're going to be equally valuable for you. Whether you have the bronze card, the silver card, or the gold card from our collection. Spend your credits immediately on these cards. You can even now, for a limited period of time, buy extra credits. And we promise to maybe remove that already tomorrow. We can have it there for another week. We don't mind doing that. To keep it until next Monday is not a big deal for us. We really want you now to get your cards into collection, because it's massive. It's not only the gold Ronaldo that's valuable. Now it's also the bronze Ronaldo. It's the bronze somewhere in the 100th place, because it's going to be a rat race of creating these collections, and you have the raw material that's needed, and it's all going to start already in November. So let's hit over to the tokens. We had a great week. There is a good sales going on. A lot of people have understood the concept now, and let's get into that and get how we make more people happy and how we're going to do it. So when do we start trading? We answered that 2 weeks ago. We start on November 1st, 2021. We will then open on the Binance Pancake Swap. We have also been advised to open on Uniswap. We are holding that a little bit because of the fees and the liquidity provisions. We're going to start releasing your token on November 1st for some of you. So what we said, director vesting is starting on November 1st with 30 days vesting. So throughout November, all the directors will get their tokens. That has been very well received, but we also got some criticism coming from the founders, because they were a little bit grumpy that they were not prioritized. So what we're doing now, I'm happy to announce that the founder vesting will start on January 1st, 1 month before any other on the platform, with a daily release for 30 days. So with the director, we require you to be a director, which is certain skin in the game. With the founder, we will require you to have a PV, a personal volume, or DV, direct volume, of 100 the past 30 days when we open you. We want people with a certain activity to get out of the gate first. Like we did with directors, we prioritize directors, we prioritize now founders, and we sub-prioritize those with a personal volume of 100 the past 30 days. That means you should really re-engage or engage yourself, start getting your team working, and really get ready for the 1st of January. You will have a head start on 2022. And when we get to the general vesting starting on the 1st of February, we will require those who are going to release a PV of 10 the past 30 days. So you better get started. Get things into motion. There is no free lunch for sleeping members here. We have to be a little bit strict because we are taking care of everyone, and we are creating a nice journey that we can all be proud of in hindsight. So director vesting starting on November 1st, founder vesting on January 1st, 2 months later, and 1 month later, the general vesting comes into play, all of them for 30 days. So we are creating this, what we call a director class, where for those with a certain skin in the game. And the question is now, how can you become a director during October, and how can you really be part of this getting out of the game? 2 weeks ago, we announced 2 ways of doing that. We are happy to add another way to do that. So we have created a feature where you can upgrade your existing 500 pack. We think it's okay, good to let people that already purchased a 500 pack to upgrade and enjoy getting Director 1. Because if you purchase a $1,000 pack today, you get automatically upgraded. So we wanted the people that in the past has purchased 500 to add another 500 and do like the $1,000 purchases do today, become a Director 1. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're not getting the $2,500 pack like some people believe, but you're getting upgraded. You're getting another 500 pack, and you're getting upgraded to D1 for 6 months. And that gets you out of the gate on November 1st. The second is to buy a $1,000 pack. If you don't have anything from before, buy a $1,000 pack, and you get automatically upgraded to $2,500 pack, and you get Director 1 for 6 months. That also brings you into November release. The third option is to have a personal volume of minimum $3,000. It can come from any of your teams. We don't mind, but you need to personally recruit $3,000. Those 3 ways are made for you to really make more money and to get you in position. And it applies to all your tokens. Whatever you hold from before, your new director title will apply to all your tokens. So that's a really good one. And the October promotions we are running very successful in October, and that's good. It's all made to empower you to make more money. So we are putting this scheme. We raised the prices last Monday. There was a little bit of confusion about what is midnight. Midnight is is the end of the day. It's by the end of the day. So we have specified it a little bit. It's 23.59.59. So last Monday, October 4th, we increased the prices, and now we are running at for a $1,000 investment. No, a $500 package. You get 2,000 tokens, and for $1,000 you get 6,000. It's a big difference because you buy more. So that's our proposition. So from midnight Monday tomorrow, 18, I mean at the end of the day, or we can even say Tuesday morning, it will be reduced from 2,000 to 1,750. So down 250 and down 1,000 on the $1,000 package. This is all scheduled here, and we will of course release this schedule again in the chat on Telegram and by email. So this is how we do it. This is really a great opportunity. We will increase the prices next Monday. We are increasing it by midnight tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow, and we're going to do the same next week. So we are following the scheme on spot on. So You can buy your second $500 pack. You get another 2,000 tokens now until tomorrow, Monday, at midnight UTC. Or if you wait after that, you will get 1,750 tokens, and you will be automatically upgraded to D1, Directive 1, and you will be able to start trading in November. So that's the upgrade we have that's the October promotion. We have been hugely successful so far in October, and we're going to start pushing more and more. We kind of get rid of the flu, and we have a little bit more bandwidth coming going forward, but we have a lot of things to do with the trading, with the game release. So it's really on a high energy, high power thing, 7 days a week here at the headquarters. This is the last call at the fixed prices. So what's going to happen after November 1st? We're going to have variable prices coming with a rolling average into the app. And we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We don't know. We think we know. We think and we hope that it will rise. We cannot promise anything. But this is the last we're going to sell at fixed prices. So we work to succeed in this company. And like we say, winning is not it's not the only thing. It's everything. We really like that. And it's a great slogan. And we are here to make people happy. That's what we are. And we are making a lot of people happy. The bonus plan is now really simplified, and it's yielding a lot. Like I started this presentation, we have 80% payout in the team, or the binary bonus. It's fantastic concept, real time within seconds, probably the only one in the world delivering that huge bonus, and also that fast directly to your wallet if you want that. So that concludes my presentation for today. There is a lot of questions, and I'm going to start answering those together with Steve.
Great job, Andreas, as always. Listen, I think if we keep it high and tight, meaning you did a great job hitting all the questions that did come in. A specific one was pretty good, I thought. You know, you said about the iOS, Android having the game access. Will that associate, when they download that associate to their current account?
Yes.
How will that happen?
Yes, we will add a feature so you are actually it's the current app that's gonna change. You're gonna have your current login, and everything will be there. But we are adding social login. We are adding first Facebook. So we will have a feature for the existing members so they can connect their Facebook account. We will never post anything on your Facebook. It's going to be very strict how we do it. But Facebook is the biggest aggregator for getting people out there, and you will be able to post to your wall. You will be able to do this if you actively do it. So we're going to connect you can connect your Facebook. So you'll be able to log in using your Facebook. We're going to do more logins. I mean, we have some of the logins we have great experience with from before. Actually, Facebook hasn't been the best in the past because they're changing their APIs and stuff, but they are the biggest. There are some we cannot use, like WeChat. Chinese is very difficult. Twitter is there. It's a good one. We're going to have Apple login. We're going to have Google login. These kind of things we're going to have.
Perfect.
We're starting with the most important because Facebook gives us instant access to messengers.
Right.
Messenger. So that's the best one.
Perfect. And Andreas, also someone had a white paper list published. When do you think that possibly is in the future? I know you talked about it, you and I, last week. I know you're working hard. Not that yes, it's important.
It is working. It is. I can tell you, it's very much work in progress. The thing with the white paper is that we changed a lot of things, and we changed, in example, the cards now. That change has happened over the past week, actually, and it's not a change; it's an upgrade, and it's a. So we have we have a lot of things that's updating in the white paper. We also had one of our writers that is co-writing the white paper with me. He has been in hospital for some days. He's out yesterday. So we are very much steaming ahead with the white paper. We have the basic one created. We are just updating it. And I also we are doing some reconciliation of accounts in this, we operate a real company. So we have balance sheets and all these things. And we're really going to be, I think we're gonna publish that also shortly, so people see that we are actually a solid operation, and we doing transparency at a whole new level.
Yeah, fantastic. And listen, everybody, you know, as Andreas shared, I think it was a phenomenal town meeting today. A lot of great updates. I think with coverage of everything, the questions that came in, Andreas already hit all of them. And just those two highlighted ones. This is your opportunity, though, to get this information to the field as the, of course, recording comes back into play. We'll post that momentarily and make sure you get that to people all over the world, multiple languages. Congratulations, Japan, doing a fantastic job. Of course, Germany, Ireland, USA, Canada, everybody's back into the focus of what we're building here. And listen, Andreas, November is going to be an exciting, packed month. I mean, we got tokenomics, we've got game release, mini, we got so much stuff happening.
We already have a lot of excitement here at the headquarters because we see what's happening and we see the market. We also see criticism in the market. We see criticism from influencers about other games out there. And we kind of take those criticism to us also and see, okay, how can we counter this? How can we become better? So releasing the game is one thing. People have been asking about the date for the game. Now we're starting rolling out. And it's going to be from the game people I have here in the office. They say, this is really cool. They live and breathe the game. And we think it's going to be a good start for us. And it's a start of a cascade of releases into the whole gaming thing. It's not one game. It's many games. It's many different type of games. It's different markets we're going to enter. I tell you, we also started, I'm not going to mention the country, but there is one country with a hell of a lot of people in Asia. And they have requested us to create a version of that country with football players. And for us, it's not the global knowledge, okay, about the football in this country. But we are creating a country edition for that particular market. And it's a huge market. And we're going to do that as a tribute to the teams we have in that market, and also as a testimony to how we can adapt our platform. And that's going to be something rolling out on a global scale, but it's not going to be very much interesting for most of us, okay? Because we don't know anything about those football players. But in their country, and we're looking at countries with many people. I cannot say how many because then you know the country, but it's many people. And like you, Steve, are in a country with more than 300 million people. And there are some heroes in America that we don't know so much about. Like in American football, we see that there's a lot of people don't know. We see the local heroes here in this Asian country. We are in some really progress talks with the football clubs in this country. And you're looking into millions, tens of millions of fans. And we're going to do something that really cater their really fandom for these people. And this we do it in one country, we can do it in more countries. You can even adapt inside your app to activate that country and start playing. So that's what we're working on. We cannot satisfy everyone on a global scale. Not everything is global in this world. We have seen it when we did a detailed analysis of spaces and how we started out. I had an idea about the spaces that we're going to create regions, like continents. And you know, when you went to school, we learned in Norway there are 7 continents, okay? The Japanese learn 5, and some other learn 6, because weather is divided. The Japanese learned that Europe is a part of Asia, and basically, so we tried and tested, and there is a big difference in the economy between, in example, North and South America. It's huge. America has nearly 50,000 in GDP per capita, while South America has 8. And when you look into this with the number of countries in different things, we did a little bit of what I can call let's call it GDP financial analysis on how this works out. And then all of a sudden we saw that some brands are really big. But if you look in a continent like, in example, Africa, the biggest brand in Africa is the Majo, or something called a cement factory, is the biggest one. So how sexy is that from a gaming perspective? It doesn't work. So we need to accommodate what is the global brand situation. And we really created, and we worked a lot with this on the analytical level before we concluded on spaces. So the spaces now coming into play will be really cool. It will be top 100 iconic brands, products, founders, whatever you call it. And we're going to have the same storylines connected to it. We're going to have the same thing. It will be all tokenized. This will not be purchasable by credit. It's going to be purchased by super or by cash. So that's coming later. Let's build a fan base before, and that's what we do. So, but our content team is already deep into the whole spaces, and it's I've been very concerned about replicating the same structure from cards into spaces, so we have one common structure everyone understand. It's easy to understand. We don't want to create difficult things. We want to create things that, first of all, it should be good for the end user. It should be easy to understand, easy to collect, easy to play, and should be able to make money on it. The success of Axie is that the people were able to start breeding, making money, play to earn. And that, I think, it's our model has been play to earn from the very beginning, but we haven't been that good at maybe marketing it. A lot of people focusing on the token. Yes, when we now start rolling out the game, in the extension of the game comes all the new creation of questions and pictures all over the world. We are able to let people sign up to our platform, start providing us with pictures, start doing editorial work for their interest. We are creating a freaking Upwork for people inside our application, and we will hopefully have not only thousands but maybe millions of people connected to Super One. All of a sudden we have a guy probably in the US that is freaking crazy about John Deere tractors and is creating his small little game that maybe 1,000 rednecks out in somewhere in the US is playing and really enjoying. And that's how we're going to do the subcategories. It's all about catering the tastes of people all over the world. It should be a Super One game for everyone. At the top, we have the big one. And that's the big brass. That's good, bringing in a lot of people. But I mean, people have their own interest. Look at people that collect stamps. That's going to be
I think I've heard it first, Andreas. Our CEO in Norway knows about a redneck in USA. This is a first for me. I'll tell you.
I tell you, I saw one video some years ago from John Deere factory. You probably find it on YouTube. I think it was like 20 minutes, and I watched it all. It was one train getting out of the factory with John Deere tractors ready, shipping from east to west or whatever in the US. It was one train running constantly for 20 minutes. It was thousands of these tractors. It's crazy. If you look into car brands, Google the top 100 car brands in the world when you're coming from Europe or even from US, and you will be amazed. Look into how the Chinese and the Indian brands are ruling the world in Asia. It's not. I mean, and what is happening in the world when you look at the market value of the car manufacturers like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, they are just small compared to Tesla, compared to Apple. So there is a big change in that automotive sector. And yes, we can do a lot of things related to this. There is this platform. We already have more than 30,000 stakeholders into this. We're going to build it into millions of people and a thriving business community. And it's one of a kind. We haven't seen this around. Now we start delivering. And the game that we open already next month is the start of the big catalyst for bringing in millions of people and customers. Already we have 30,000 customers that paid money, 60,000 members more, 80,000 accounts. Some of them have 2 accounts. And basically we have 30,000 people or customers, we can call it. We're going to have millions of those coming. That's when we open now for players going to come in from right, left, and center all over the world. They're going to come in, they're going to see this, they're going to register, they're going to start playing the game. Shit, this is cool. Only the first little freaking single player game we are putting out is 10 times more exciting than any of the trivia games out in the market. We're going to blow them out of the water, period. Nothing more to say. When we open the tournaments and the prizes, that comes with huge momentum. First, we're going to start open the trading. We're going to get the tokens really moving. And that's my first priority now, is to succeed with what we are doing the next weeks. and then continue that and surf on that success in towards the end of the year and into next year. 2022 we're gonna be $1 billion brand in 2022 without any doubt. I'm not doubt at all. I've seen the numbers, the others out there. I see what the reviewers are saying about them, and I'm really looking forward to answer their questions, because our model is probably the best, most sustainable gaming model with a complete economy from here to there. I can vouch for every double-digit number in this model. So this is really cool. I'm proud and I'm really thankful for all the support we have. Now, make sure you get your teams boarded. It's going to be a hell of a rat race going forward. Welcome to really enjoy the heat. Thank you and have a beautiful weekend. Bye.